How do we say I'm called or I call myself? I'm called or I call myself. Me llamo. Me llamo. Me llamo. If we want to say he or she or it calls himself or herself or itself, we have to say se llama. Se llama. Se is himself or herself or itself. Se. So it's called is se llama. He's called se llama. She's called se llama. How would you say my school is called Grange Hill, for example? My school is called Grange Hill. Mi instituto se llama Grange Hill. Mi instituto se llama Grange Hill. How would you say my friend is called Paul? My friend is called Paul. Mi amigo se llama Paul. Mi amigo se llama Paul. How would you say she's called Carmen? She's called Carmen. Se llama Carmen. Se llama Carmen. And how would you say what is she called? And in Spanish we have to say how is she called? How is she called? ¿Cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se llama? Now, a while back, we learnt some phrases like me levanto, which means I get up, but literally means I get myself up. I raise myself up. Me levanto. So we also have to learn how to say he or she gets herself up. And that would be se levanta. Levanta, he or she raises. Se levanta, he or she raises herself up. She gets herself up. And if you studied other languages, these are called reflexive verbs because they act on themselves. How would we say he gets up late? He gets up late. Se levanta tarde. And what about he gets up and then he has a shower? Or he showers himself, in other words. He gets up and then he showers himself. Se levanta y luego se ducha. Se levanta y luego se ducha. How would you say he always used to get up at 10 o'clock? Siempre se levantaba a las 10. Siempre se levantaba a las 10. If we want to say it's on the left or it's on the right, in Spanish we say to the left or to the right, to the left or to the right. So if we want to say it's on the right, we say está a la derecha. Está a la derecha. It's to the right. It's on the right. Está a la derecha. And if we want to say to the left or on the left, it's está a la izquierda. 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 So está a la derecha, it's on the right. Está a la izquierda. Derecha, D-E-R-E-C-H-A, a la derecha. And a la izquierda, izquierda, the left, izquierda, I-Z-Q-U-I-E-R-D-A, izquierda. Está a la derecha, está a la izquierda. So again, how would you say it's on the left? Está a la izquierda. Está a la izquierda. How would you say when you enter, when you go in, when you enter, it's on the right. When you enter, it's on the right. And to enter is simply entrar. Entrar. E-N-T-R-A-R. Entrar. Cuando entras, está a la derecha. Cuando entras, está a la derecha. How would you say my house is on the left? Mi casa está a la izquierda. Mi casa está a la izquierda. Mi casa está a la izquierda. How would you say the left in Spain is different from the left here? If we're talking in political terms. The left in Spain is different to the left here. And remember, we're not talking about location now, and we're not saying how somebody's feeling. So the is in this sentence is going to be es, not está. So the left in Spain is different to the left here. What would that be? La izquierda en España es diferente a la izquierda aquí. La izquierda en España es diferente a la izquierda aquí. There's a common phrase in Spanish that roughly translates to one must or one has to do something. So one has to study to succeed. One has to be patient. And that little phrase is hay que. Hay que. H-A-Y, I as in there is, and que, Q-U-E, no accent. Hay que. One has to or one must. Just accept it as a phrase. Hay que. So one has to study, or you have to in general. Hay que estudiar. Hay que estudiar. One has to be patient. Hay que ser paciente. Hay que ser paciente. How would you say one must arrive early, or you must arrive early in general? Hay que llegar pronto. Hay que llegar pronto. How do we say you must speak in Spanish, or one must speak in Spanish? Hay que hablar en español. Hay que hablar en español. What about one must listen? Hay que escuchar. Hay que escuchar. What about in my school? You have to, or one must, wear uniform. In my school, one must wear uniform. You have to wear uniform. And to wear uniform, well, uniform is easy. Uniforme. Uniforme, same as in English, but with an E on the end. Uniforme. And to wear is llevar. Llevar. Double L-E-V-A-R. So llevar uniforme is to wear uniform. So what would the sentence be then for in my school, one must wear uniform? En mi instituto hay que llevar uniforme. En mi instituto hay que llevar uniforme. To say to start or to begin, we say empezar. 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 To start or begin, empezar. Empezar. And empezar is spelled E-M-P-E-Z-A-R. Empezar. And in the present, this verb gets stressed out in the same way as pensar, or all those other stressed out verbs. Pensar went to pienso, I think. Empezar would go to empiezo, for I begin or I start. Empiezo. Or he or she starts. Empieza. How would we say I start today? Empiezo hoy. Empiezo hoy. What about the class starts at 7? The class starts at 7. And the class is la clase. Just one S in clase. La clase. So the class starts at 7 would be la clase empieza a las 7. La clase empieza a las 7. How would we say one has to arrive early because the classes or the lessons start at 8? One has to arrive early because the classes start at 8. So we're going to be saying they start at 8. One has to arrive early because the classes or lessons start at 8. What would that be? Hay que llegar pronto porque las clases empiezan a las 8. Hay que llegar pronto porque las clases empiezan a las 8.